People are always asking us what it's like behind the scenes while we're at work in Africa.
This is Carol and I photographing a Swahili wedding on the island of Lamu, a wonderful island off the coast of Kenya.
And this is Angela leading our mule train up and down over 10,000-foot mountains in southwest Ethiopia, in a remote wilderness region that we had to travel through in order to find the Stormare people.
And this is Carol having her hair ochred by a Maasai warrior in Tanzania. In order to go into the sacred forest, one had to have their hair ochred. And once in the sacred forest, one drank blood from the dewlap of a cow. And after this, we were eligible to photograph some of the very secret ceremonies that happened in that forest, where only men usually see.
And this is Angela in Senegal being chased by a Vedic bush mask during a harvest purification ritual. It was the role of this mask to rid the village of any outside and potentially dangerous elements.
This is Carol with Wadabi courtship dancers in Niger, just south of the Sahara Desert. They're teaching her the eye-winking technique, which is the eye-winking technique is a very special part of the courtship procedure.
And once a man and woman have mastered the eye-winking technique, the man then twitches the corner of his mouth, indicating which bush he wants to meet her behind.
This is Carol dressed in traditional Wadabi dress, and again during the courtship period amongst the Wadabi of Niger. She's with Macau and Macau's brother Bango. Now Macau during this period fell totally in love with Carol, and he decided that he had to write a little letter to her father asking how many camels Leo, Carol's father, would like for her hand in marriage.
And my father wrote back 9. This is Angela admiring the beautiful chest painting of Karo courtship dancers on the Omo River in southwest Ethiopia.
This is Carol having a private farewell with a little Stormare girl after our 5-week stay. What was very touching when we stayed with people for over a few weeks at a time was that everyone formed very close friendships, and everybody wanted to say goodbye personally when it became time to depart. Sometimes leaving a village would take 2 or 3 days. We would never, ever get out. Anyway, this is typical of living in the African bush and one of the most delightful aspects of it.
This is Angela surrounded by our 3 best Stormare friends, Kolaholi, the body painter on the right, Chinoi, the stick fighter up above, and Muradit on the left. The
Stormare live in a very remote wilderness in Ethiopia, and as Carol had said, we went originally to see the Stormare by muleback. Now, we were one of the very first Europeans that went to visit the Stormare, and I'm sure no one had spent 5 weeks with them before. At the end of our 5-week stay, we took Muradit on the left-hand side aside and said to him, Muradit, you're our closest friend. You must tell us what the community would like as a thank you present for having us. And we thought Muradit would say, oh, we'd love a small clinic or some medicines or something for a school. However, he looked at us straight in the eye and he said, oh, we'd all love to see your breasts. I think Carol and I died a million deaths. We were speechless. However, we realized that we'd been living and working in Stormare land. We were wearing long trousers, long sleeve shirts, and camera jackets, and every other female was naked from the waist upwards. So we actually decided after a few minutes, let's not rock the boat here. This is a fair enough request. And so we decided to go ahead, and I think I'll let Carol tell you how the story went.
So we invited Moerdit into the privacy of the hut, leaving all 300 villagers outside pulsating with curiosity. And at the count of 3, Angela lifted our T-shirts for 5 long seconds. Moerdit's eyes grew wide open with amazement. His mouth dropped open, and he raced outside to tell everyone what he had seen. He stood on a tree stump and delivered an 11-minute speech. And what he said was that one of us had large, round, voluptuous breasts, and clearly this was a married woman with many children and absolutely taboo. But the other had small, nubile, upright, pointy breasts, and clearly this woman was available to everyone. At this point, our guide Zoga hurriedly packed up our mule train and spirited us up over the mountains to safety.